Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my pick a card readings for August. And I have themed this reading Angel Therapy for Love. Now, there are many different kinds of love, self-love being one of the most important, but my intention for this session would be for those who are looking for guidance in their partnership, or those who are single and are challenged in the vibration of love. Like maybe it's calling in the right partner, or maybe it is your energy into what you would like. So I'm going to leave that up to the divine to package it the way they see feel the way they see fit. And the pick a card options will be faith, balance, and peace. And just these words alone can give you some guidance and support as to which one to pick. So my intention is to do these types of readings every month. So there'll be a love reading, there'll be a health reading, there'll be a career and life purpose, money reading, and then there'll be messages from loved ones reading. And each month it will be different. So this is the first one for this month. So let me know in the comments how you like it. If you're really resonating with the messages, leave me some hearts, leave me some flowers, leave me some love down in the comments. And of course, the links to how I can support you and my donation button and all that is in the description below, as well as the timestamp. So I like to shuffle on camera, and so you can skip ahead if you choose not to watch. Sometimes if you're struggling, like Gladys, I could use all three, maybe, and you can watch all three, of course. Maybe watching me and how the cards jump out, something will give you more clarity on which option to choose. So the decks I'll be using are the Romance Angels. I will be using what the divine sees that you would need to surrender. And then also to, Angel Therapy. That one literally flew out of my hand. So this might be an important one as I'm entitling it Angel Therapy for Love. And then I will add a Whispers of Love message. And finally, I'm going to include from the boss, from the higher power, God's message and his final message for you in the love arena. All right, so let me open up space. I'm going to start by inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. I'm also going to specifically invite in the romance angels. And I'm going to ask the messages come through be for the collective's best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, friends, so let me begin, and I'm going to start with the faith pile. All right, romance angels, what message do you want to start with for those who chose faith? Okay. Faith. Balance. Romance angels for balance. Whoa. Okay, so there's two here. And then peace. Those who chose peace pile. Two is with this. All right, so let's this up a little bit. I apologize if there's a glare on the cards. I'll adjust it as I'm going forth in the reading. Power of surrender. Okay, what aspect of surrender for the faith pile? What needs to be surrendered for those who choose faith? And balance. What needs to be surrendered for the balance pile? surrendered for the peace pile. And whispers of love. What energy into what love whisper do you have for the faith pile? And balance. And peace. And angel therapy. This is the money. What guidance do you have for the faith? Okay, so faith, 2. Balance, angel therapy for balance. Wow. Okay, so I'm just going to take the one that flipped. And finally, angel therapy for peace. Peace, peace, peace. And finally, Creator. What message do you have for the faith pile? It's the most important thing that they need to know. Okay. Faith, balance. What's a balance? No. And peace. Creator. What is peace pile need to know? All right, friends. So let me sort the piles. Okay, so once again, if you're still with me, I'm going to put the piles in front of you. So once again, we have faith, balance, and peace. Okay, so for those of you who chose the faith pile, welcome, and let's begin. So the romance angels start with getting to know each other. It says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So one of the messages that I'm guided to share already is, if you are in a partnership, there's a lot happening with love and romance, and we are in a 9-year cycle of reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. That started in 2017, and it will go all the way to 2025. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 2025. Okay, so in order for us to deepen love, we have to know an essence of ourselves. And these first couple years, the 17, 18, and 19, there's been a lot of shifts within people individually. There's been a lot of separation of what works and doesn't work. There's a lot of soul groups being shaken up. And we're starting to see true colors in ourselves and our partnerships. And I feel like this card is coming out to let you know that for those of you who chose the faith pile, have faith that you and your partner may be growing and developing in different ways. And if the love is still there, this message is encouraging you to get to know the new you and your partner now. Who are you in this new space? Now, I have to say, masculine energy as a whole has been going through a life purpose transformation. From what I've seen, a lot of masculine energies have changed jobs, or they've been struggling with where they fit. They've been challenged with how they want to make money, how to increase fulfillment in their work. Masculine energy are naturally provider, protector energy. And if masculine energy is out there with a family and responsibilities and stuff, there's going to be a big shakeup if there's any level of wanting to change jobs or grow and expand because of that fear of providing and protecting for family. So single masculine energies and masculine energies in partnerships are going through this. Now, also, on the flip end, feminine energies. So I am a female, and I resonate with feminine. But when I use those words, they can be interchangeable. So however you resonate. Basically, masculine energy has this desire to be respected. Feminine energy has a desire to be cherished. That's how you usually can really know where you're operating from. And again, there's going to be so much more on this topic as I develop these readings going forward, so stay tuned. So the feminine energies have really expanded spiritually. The feminine energies are really doing a lot of inner work, removing the shadow stuff, programs, old beliefs, old ways of doing things. So there's been this energetic separation in partnerships, even if you haven't like literally separated from your partner, and maybe you've been feeling this energetic wall in between each other. So I feel like the romance angels are encouraging you to get to know each other, and as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So this is being vulnerable, being able to share and open up about your worries and fears, and the space that you're in right now is going to be really important. And keeping the faith, inviting God into your partnership. And if you're single, it's really important to get to know yourself, because that partner that you're manifesting is going to need a roadmap to be able to support you and your needs in the best possible way. So what the angels, or what the divines see that they want you to surrender. Interesting. I love this. Surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It says it's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or own learning. His or own healing and learning. So this goes along with getting to know each other. If you are not paying attention to yourself to a degree of what your needs are, and you're overcompensating by fixing, saving, changing, or making better for somebody else. Maybe your partner is struggling with life purpose, or maybe they're struggling with family, or maybe they're struggling with just personal issues. It doesn't do a service for the energy for you to pull yourself outside of yourself and overcompensate. That means like make extra money, do extra things around the house, like doing extra errands. Like you can absolutely overextend yourself if somebody in the partnership is struggling. Remembering that there are two people in the partnership, and sometimes giving your partner space to figure it out is a blessing in disguise. So for those of you who are not in a partnership, you may be attracting people on an energetic level that needs to be quote unquote fixed. Being really mindful that you don't go down that path. And as you continue to do your own inner work and know clearly what is supportive, mutually supportive for you and what your needs are, that is going to help you feel it in your body and attract somebody in that vibration who has the ability to support you in that space. So whispers of love. Interesting, I see new love. Again, getting to know each other. You can't fix somebody. And so this message says, embrace the new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. I love this. And it's so cool because it's almost like she is in this receiver mode. So for those of you who are not in a partnership or consider single right now, I feel like the divine is saying open up to a new kind of love, especially, again, if you've been single and in the past you've attracted like the wounded warriors, or if you've attracted people who have just, a lot of it is addictive tendencies, narcissism, very difficult upbringing, things like that. Now, if you're somebody who's watching this who's come from that, I'm glad you're here, and know that now is the time for you to grow and develop through that. I really truly believe we all have the ability to move to secure attachment, to independent individuals, and co-creating together in love. And so even those of you that are in a partnership, your partnership right now may look very, very different from when you first got together, because the collective as a whole, the planet as a whole, is going through a major vibrational shift. So if you're trying to get back to what was, if you're really looking back in the past of what could have been, should have been, I'd encourage you to fast forward in the grieving process to get into that space of accepting that this is where your partner is, or this is where your partner was, or this is what you've learned from partners in the past, and from that point you can move forward one step at a time. And that's where faith comes in. Faith in the divine, giving it up to God, is going to be imperative for this shift. So again, I'm seeing new energies, new vibration, new love coming in for those who are not in partnership. Again, I see this 26 here. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 is a very spiritual vibration of abundance and prosperity. And so either getting to know yourself or getting to know your partner in this new light. As we get through August and move into September, I think things are going to become more clear. So we have 2 angel therapies. So Goddess, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. We have Goddess and Twin Flame. Wow, if that is not powerful. So, and if you go back and look, these popped out together. So here's the Goddess card. Goddess is the divine feminine. I feel like I want to say with this, the Goddess energy is a master at receiving. She's magnetic. She knows how to be cherished, or what cherishes her. She can do that for herself, and she's also open to communicating that to a partner to receive. I like to joke, there's always a reason why you see beautiful goddesses, like on chase lounges with, the wine and the grapes and the men all around her. She just really knows how to be in receiver mode, and that is very, very, very magnetic. So the message says, express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. So So for example, stepping out of this and how do I fix them and what do I do and how do I make it better, and stepping into this problem solving mode is very masculine. And if you're a feminine in that energy, it actually can push your partner away further. And so what can be even more magnetic is stepping out of this, knowing that this energy, this is where you're going. It's a new love in your existing relationship, or again, a new love that's coming in. And even those, I feel like guided to say, even those who are manifesting love, it's going to look different than the partnerships that you've had in the past. We've had to do a lot of inner work and learning how to get into our feeling body and being able to communicate. And so I feel like the goddess is in saying, invoke her energy, light up that inner goddess, whatever that means to you, and really tapping into the essence of your needs. And what is that? I love music, and I love sleep, and I love laughter and joy. I love going out, enjoying time with friends, and that's what really lights me up. One of the things I love the most is getting dressed up and going out. I love to go on dates. I love to, go out with my friends and go dancing and have dinners. Like, I love that stuff. It just really lights me up. So maybe this message for the faith people is saying, as you step out of this old energy and as you're learning about yourself and your partner, or yourself in a single paradigm, invoking the goddess energy. And as you do that, you call in twin flame energy. So the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. That's why you're here. That's why you chose the faith card. So let me talk about this twin flame energy. YouTube is a mess with twin flame energies. And psychologically, there's a lot of paradigms with the idea of the twin flame energy. Now, I do believe there is this divine partnership for everyone. I don't necessarily believe it's one specific, because we have free will. And sometimes people can fall into that trap that this is the one, but yet it's unhealthy. It can be if you're in this paradigm and your quote unquote one is triggering anxiety, it's triggering this anxiousness inside of you, pull back. It may not be healthy. So for those of you who are interested in exploring this more, there's a book that I find is phenomenal. It's called Attached. And the author's last name is Levine, Levine. I cannot remember the first name. And as I was reading that book, it really kind of brought to light the shadow part of the misconception of the twin flame energy. Now, like I said, I do believe there's this divine partnership energy out there, but I also believe there's a psychology behind why we're attracted to certain people. And there's this anxious, secure, and avoidant attachment that can trigger these feelings inside, and we can sometimes perceive a connection and love based on these unhealthy paradigms of avoidant and anxious attachment. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to really leave that up to you to explore that further. If you've been in a space of attracting the same unhealthy relationships over and over again, and again, it's notorious for earth angels to fall into families and partnerships and friendships that can be out of balance with people who maybe struggle with addiction and narcissism, or just verbal emotional abuse. Now, I'm not saying that those persons can't develop and grow, because they can certainly do that. And I just pray that that's where we're moving. But when you explore your own inner goddess and you explore your needs, you're able to communicate that better, and you'll get more clear about if the person that's coming into your life is right for you or not. Again, if you are in a partnership and you're learning about yourself and able to communicate that, and the other partner in this relationship isn't receiving that, it's really important for you to pull back and continue to grow and develop yourself. So We are moving more towards divine partnerships. We are increasing the depth of love. And what that means is tapping into the essence of vulnerability. So I had this partnership that I was in that was just, it was just glorious, in a sense that I could completely be myself in this partnership. And it was a wonderful thing for me. But I also realized as it started to progress and change, how it had become codependent, meaning I was looking for love to fill me externally. And so it was a huge lesson for me. And I know what that feels like. I know what security and stability feels like in a partnership. And so when I manifest and put that energy out there with mutually supportive relationships, and this is friendships, it's with significant other partnerships, it's with family members, I know how it feels. And I think that was the blessing. So I would like you to explore in your partnership the things that really felt like the things in the partnership that nourished you. Maybe it was communication, maybe it was physical touch, maybe it was gifts, maybe it was somebody who was attentive to you, affection, a support. It's really important for you to know what that feels like so that you can put that out into the world. That's invoking the goddess, bringing more of that in your life or something even better. And that will increase the depth of this partnership that you're calling in, this new love vibration. I feel like I'm guided to tell you, some of you who are in a partnership already, maybe it's a marriage or maybe it's like a significant other. I'm feeling maybe some of you need to go away on a romantic vacation. Maybe it's a romantic getaway for the weekend and discover each other, talk to each other. Really show up vulnerable, and even expressing that to your partner, saying, hey, listen, I'm going to be really vulnerable, and this is the space I'm in, and this is how I feel, but also leaving your partner space to reciprocate. That's going to be really important. Let me see here. So, of course, God's message is walk away from illusions and toward truth. It says, show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. Amazing. I love how this has all come together. So this goes back to this twin flame dynamic. Again, we can sometimes confuse a connection for an unhealthy vibration. It's kind of like that runner, chaser, hunt energy. And it can trigger a lot of anxiousness. It can trigger a lot of emotions inside, and that is unhealthy in a lot of ways. And I feel like that's why the goddess energy came up. She is saying, get to know your inner goddess. Invoke that energy within, and walk away from illusions. So one of the most beautiful things that you can do for yourself as you talk to God is ask him to show you truth. When I'm challenged with a situation with somebody, I will ask God to show me truth. And then whatever comes up, I believe it. Some things are hard. Some things are really hard. And I feel like the message, one of the readings that I did this week, I think it was one of the Sunday readings, it was about true colors and seeing things. It's like seeing the reality in things and not what we want. It really is nice. It really is easy to glamorize something or make something better than it is. But I feel like God is saying, face the truth. What you know to be true inside. No longer ignoring, pretending it's not happening. This stuff is coming up, and I think this is where the faith comes in, and having faith in God's plan. And right now there's a big shakeup in relationships and partnerships, and those who have been single for a while, it just has not been time, because the masculine and feminine energies are growing and expanding in a lot of ways, and it's almost like you just can't connect. So it's so easy to fall into that space of what's wrong with me. Could I have done more? What more can I do? That's where you're going into fixer mode, and it's unhealthy, masculine, and it's just going to create more unhealthy energy. And so that's why I feel like this energy's come in, and God is saying, ask him, show me the right path, oh Lord. But remember, if you ask him, you really got to be ready and open to receive the truth. I unfortunately have had some hard truths, but I can also understand why things happened the way that they did. So having faith and trust in God, and he's saying, come to me and I will show you truth. Point out the road for me to follow. It's kind of like that yellow brick road. So of this message, if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like, Gladys, I know faith is going to pull us through. Know that people are shifting and changing. It's really been really hard to connect right now. There are lots of new energies coming in. We're moving more towards this deep partnership, this deep divine love, where we're moving towards an energy that we can depend on people. I mean, that's just human biology and psychology is, when you have somebody that you can depend on, there's a big difference between being dependent on someone and depending on them. And so when you're dependent on someone, that means it's like you're in an energy that you believe you cannot help yourself, for finances, for health, for love, for security. And so a lot of earth angels have been working on that individual, strengthening the balance between the masculine and the feminine. And so with that, we're coming into partnerships where both have done their inner work and you have still yet to grow together. Surrendering into that willingness to work together and moving towards that, growing and expanding, knowing that you have somebody that you can depend on. Now, the last time I felt this essence of love, the last time I felt security and safety and support and comfort and peace and nurturing, the last time I had that, I was going out into the world manifesting a multi-million-dollar property. Now, those of you who have been following me, you know about this property. And what I could say I learned from that is I learned how powerful I can be when love is flowing through me. Now, what happened was I was starting to become dependent on that love, and I was not doing my own inner work. So there was a shift in that. And this last year, I've been doing this inner work. So understand that things shift and move in and out of your life for a reason. And so now I'm in the space of I have this degree of confidence, of balance, of being able to provide for myself and have security and safety and love within myself. And so I can only attract more of those people in my life. And from there, it is powerful. And this is the dynamic of that twin flame energy. It's like when you know that you have somebody who has your back, you're going to go out and be more willing to take risks because you're going to have that dynamic. And I have no doubt that we're going to see more partners coming together, working together, and growing and expanding and money together. And this is where we're going. But God needs you to see truth. Where are you wasting your time? Where are you burning your energy? What type of energies are in your life now that are suffocating? That is suffocating your own natural ability to grow and expand spiritually and excel. So it all comes back to faith. It all comes back to Creator. And I cannot encourage you enough when you're in that space of feeling down and out and despondent and really just negative inside. I cannot stress enough how important it is to go to God. Get together with maybe a church community or spiritual-based community. There are a lot of wellness centers that are popping up everywhere. You may have to try a few to see like what works for you, but we are moving into this divine love, this divine partnership, this twin flame energy, which is so incredibly powerful. Just trust the process. Trust in God and keep the faith. Wow. I'm telling you, friends, stick with me. This type of work and this type of channeled messages is just the beginning. So again, it may not all resonate. So just keep what resonates and dump the rest. And again, if this resonated with you, please leave a heart or something in the comments below. Share if this message came up and you know somebody who can benefit from it, or it is like their story that they need to hear. Please share it, subscribe, like. It all helps the information to get out to a broader perspective of people. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, so those of you who chose the balance pile, welcome. So before I even begin, I feel like I'm guided to share that those of you who chose the balance pile right now are being asked to focus on your own inner balance of masculine and feminine. I just keep seeing the yin yang, the black and white. Feminine energies right now are really focusing on creating money and wealth through our divine gifts. Masculine energy right now, through their challenges of life purpose and money, are being asked to tap into their feminine energy, which is their feelings, their emotions, and doing that inner work. So, let's begin. So there's 2 romance angel cards here, and the first card is playfulness, and the message says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Now, that being said, the second card, codependency. It says, addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, here we go. So, playfulness. I just did my weekly Sunday reading, and playfulness was the message for this week. And here it is again. So, Earth angels can easily fall into this codependency, especially the caregivers, the people of service. A lot of times feminine energy. I'm not going to discount the masculine, but it is predominantly feminine, where you're putting your needs aside for everybody else. Like, everybody needs something, and if you are in that feeling of like, what about me? How dare you? How could you? What about me? It's that anger, it's the resentfulness, it's the bitterness. Really, the core of that is unmet needs. And so, in this balanced energy right now, the divine is asking you to pull away from that fix, save, change, and make better energy. And I feel like I also want to include other partnerships. So this might be other friendships. And so those of you who chose the balance, you may be feeling drained and depleted right now. And I'd like you to ask yourself, how are you expending your energy, and to whom are you doing that with and for? So if you're in a partnership right now and they're being challenged or they're struggling and you've overcompensated, like you're accepting and you're taking poor behavior, meaning like somebody's dumping like all their emotional frustration and energy on you, I feel guided to express to you that it is time to set boundaries. And to shift out of that energy, a great way to shift that is through playfulness. If you are in a partnership, some of you may need to invoke play. I'm also guided to say maybe it's sexual play. I'm just going to say this. This is a very G-rated channel, but it is kind of what I'm being guided to say right now, is tapping into that essence of playfulness, especially with the feminine energy and your goddess energy, invoking that magnetic energy within, allowing yourself to receive love, support, cherish, and even to feel an essence of love from Mother Nature, whether it's you lay out in the sun, maybe it's you go out with some girlfriends, maybe it's just gathering together with people that light you up. It can really help you shift and see the clarity in this dynamic. So I feel like there's this contrast here. Who in your life invokes and supports this happiness and this playful and joy? And who in your life is triggering this codependent, I need to fix, I need to save, I need to change, I need to make better? Now, I have to say, in my work lately, I've been working with a lot of clients who are struggling with addictions in their life. Maybe it's parents, maybe it's children, maybe it's their partner, maybe it's their friends. Addiction to those earth angels who have not awakened yet, addictions can be highly susceptible. Addictions, and I mean like shopping addiction, gaming addiction, spending money addiction. It could be drugs and alcohol addiction, addictive to drama. We are in this space where the addiction energy is at an all-time high. And this is where the codependency comes in, this need to jump in to fix and save and change and make better. And so some of you may be asked to pull back and find some happiness and some play energy. Pray for those people. Archangel Raphael is an amazing angel to call in and ask them for assistance. And so again, addictions are affecting your romantic life. And if you're single right now, your addictive tendencies to unhealthy relationships or drama, now, don't get me wrong, this is not a blame thing, but it's shining a light so that you can become aware and shift it and change it. So sometimes addictive tendencies can keep you stuck. If you're, addicted to, I don't know, Netflix, or you're addicted to partners that you've got to fix and save, if your addictive tendencies of self-abuse and not loving yourself to a degree of talking to yourself kindly, that can also keep you in this void to attract people who are going to come in and tell you everything that you want, but there's no substance and there's no depth behind it. So let me go even further. So surrender. Interesting. Surrender to silence. It says, in quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So I feel like God is saying right now, stop doing, overdoing. And then what happens is when you overdo and you emotionally and energetically become filled with anger and resentment and bitterness, your passive-aggressive tendencies are going to come out. And that is not pretty. It is quite ugly. So, and again, it doesn't really do anything for your inner self. So I feel like God and the divine are saying, surrender to silence. Take a big, giant time out right now. Getting back to the core of balance, giving and receiving. I'm feeling guided to say some of you may have been overgiving, overdoing, and you may need to pull back, to take a break, to go within and listen. So I feel like Creator is saying that He has a roadmap for you and He has a step-by-step process for you, but He needs you to be still and clear out the noise. That's mental chatter, emotional energy, physically running around. If you're feeling like you're escaping or you're running away, Creator is saying, I have a map for you to get out of this and get more into this. We are on a 9-year cycle. And from what I've seen, it is an energy, a 9-year cycle to reintegrate the energy of true love, back on the planet. And as I said that, there was 4404 on the clock, which is all angels. We are moving towards divine partnerships, being able to depend on your partner. I'm not saying be dependent on somebody. We're learning to balance that energy within, creating wealth and also nurturing and creating that playful, joyful, intuitive energy within the masculine and the feminine energy in partnerships. So God is saying, if you're feeling out of balance, lopsided, which is probably why you chose this pile, and now it's 4444, God is saying, come back to me. Stop it all. Especially if you're in the space of what more do I do? How do I make it better? I'm so tired and drained and depleted. I need fill in the blank. God is saying, pause and surrender to silence. Listen. And that's observing. That's a beautiful space of observing. You'll see animals, Mother Nature speak, number signs, the fours, angels mean I got your back, we're here with you. I know I can depend on God 1,000,000,000%. As much as I'm human and have challenges, and I think a lot of us have been feeling like we've been going through this dark night stuff, from youthful 16 all the way to however old you are. We're all kind of going through this space. But I know that I can depend on God. And I may not understand the process, and I may cry about it, and I might get angry about it, and I may say it's not fair, and I have to soothe that part of me. But I can tell you, as soon as I surrender in silence, I instantly feel better. I'm also feeling guided to tell to some of you, again, it's a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. I'm also guided to tell you to clear your energy. So Steve Noble, he is he channels these phenomenal meditations with the angels, and I love his work. And he has some really great violet fire clearing meditations. He has a meditation to clear out like narcissism. If you keep attracting that energy in your life, he has meditations to clear that out. But scroll through his channel, and I'm feeling guided to tell some of you that maybe on a regular basis for the next few days at least, do one of his meditations to clear your energy field, especially if you've been in this space of codependency. And it's not about what more that you have to do. Lean on God, surrender into the silence, invite him in your relationship, invite him in your life. If you're single and you're manifesting or creating this love and it's not here yet, surrender into the silence and invite God in. So, oh my gosh. So we have, I love you. These are very important words. I almost feel like I want to cry. This is something I don't think earth angels receive enough of. There's a lot of empty love. And a lot of times we can create partnerships where, they love us more for what we do for them and how we make them feel. And to genuinely get an I love you, it can be very moving. And I feel like this is God saying, I know you're in this space. I want to help you get to this space. And here's how you do it. Trust me. I love you. God has to be a number one priority. Faith, unconditional love, whatever that is for you. So many people right now are discovering what exactly that means. And loving yourself truly, madly, deeply. Now, we hear a lot. I think the love yourself thing has been way overdone. It's just, I kind of want to roll my eyes at sometimes because we do love ourselves. And we're natural caregivers, so we do love supporting and helping and assisting others. So it's getting to that space where you can truly, madly, deeply say to yourself, I love you. I had this on my Facebook page, picture of me come up from a couple years ago. It was when I had gotten photos done a while back. And I looked at it and said, you know what? I love that girl. Now, you're talking to somebody or you're listening to somebody who's always struggled with eating disorders and self-abuse in a lot of ways. Listen, friends, I've done a lot of inner work. It's been a long journey, and I just didn't come to this place without going through my own stuff. I try to keep it to a minimum of how much I share, but I think it's important to know that for me to be able to look at myself and instantly feel, I love that girl. In that moment, as soon as I felt it, I literally felt it in my body. My heart expanded, my chest expanded. It went right up my neck, into the crown and top of my head, and it just felt amazing. And in that moment, I realized how far I've come on my journey. And it hasn't been without support. It hasn't been without a therapist, a spiritual mentor, supportive friends. I mean, I got a network. So you can leave this, get to this, buy this, and truly feel this for yourself. And when you're in that space, you can't only but attract more of that. So God is saying, get here to this depth of love, truly, madly, deeply. And that herein lies the balance of being able to give and receive. So the angel therapy, oh, I love it, is Archangel Raphael. And if you remember, this one like popped right out. So his message says, the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. Oh, amazing. I cannot say enough about how much I love working with these cards. This is so powerful. So the Archangel Raphael is the angel of healing. He is the angel of miracles. So maybe if you're in a partnership right now and you're struggling with this or challenged with this, Archangel Raphael is saying invite him in. Archangel Raphael is the angel of miracles. Maybe you don't even feel like it's ever going to change. Invite Raphael in and ask him for assistance. He's emerald green. This is this beautiful color. Also, too, if you're going through your own self-healing, to get to this, call on Archangel Raphael. So he is also the angel that helps to heal addictions. Now, there's always two people in this partnership. So sometimes the person who is enabling or the person who's giving can also get this high off of feeling important and being a significant part of somebody's life. But there comes a point where it feels out of balance, where it feels like, why am I giving and what about me? And it really robs you of this playfulness. Even look at this energy. See this beautiful energy in this partnership? That's what God wants for you. There's this essence of playfulness. There's this essence of, just feeling the energy of this card, of being able to rely on each other, teamwork. This partnership's got your back. And again, if you're single or in a partnership, you can absolutely move to this space with Archangel Raphael's help. Again, he's the angel of healing. He's the angel of miracles. He's the angel that helps people with money. Again, if somebody is spending money and it's being a challenge in that arena, call on Archangel Raphael. And he can also help with healing, miracles, money, and addictions. That's what he's the most masterful at. And he works with the caregivers of the planet, those who are of service for others. So know that he's got your back. Start leaning on your team for support, calling in God and the divine to help. And God's final message, happy home. This is what he wants for you. And again, he's got the world in his hands. Again, I cannot express enough that God has your back. You can depend on him 1,000,000,000%. And his message says, oh my gosh, as I just said that, a horn beeped at me outside. Well, it didn't beep at me, but it beeped. So I feel like that's God's way of just saying, yep, you got it. Anyway, my people will live in safety, quietly at home. They will be at rest. My people will live in safety, quietly at home. They will be at rest. So I feel like home is in here. It's feeling this. a happy home is it starts with your body. It starts with yourself. And again, if you're feeling out of balance, and that's why you chose this, God is saying, I'm going to assist you in getting back to that. But right now, pause with the doing and the action and get to the space. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. And even this card, even getting a visual of Archangel Raphael sending you healing energy, again, it starts with you. And from there, it radiates out. And also, too, I feel I'm guided to say that you have a choice and an opportunity right now to consciously handpick the people, places, things, and ideas that you want in your lifetime, in this lifetime and lifetimes forward if you believe in coming back. So you're here for a reason. You're listening to these messages, and God's saying, I've got your back. I love you more than you can ever imagine. And I'm supporting you through this healing process. And I think the benefit of being able to be guided to channel these messages so for you to know that you're not alone. And that's why I think it's important to share in the comments. My intention is to really protect the vibration of this channel, high vibrating people who want to grow and expand and really get to this place of a happy home. God wants us to be happy on this planet. And it starts with the individual self to get us there. Again, it's no coincidence that healing hands are here, healing hands are here, and here, hands over the heart. It's like a direction. It starts here. The divine can support you in the healing, and this is what God is doing for the world. And sometimes things need to be broken down before they're built back up again. So, and I think that's what this 9-year cycle is about, reintegrating the energy of true love on the planet. Let the people, the sleepers of the world, no judgment, I was a sleeper definitely for years, let the sleepers of the world duke it out. Let them distract themselves in lower vibrational energy, because you're going to be doing this inner work. And when that world finally wakes up, they're going to be looking for support and guidance. And God is getting ready to use us as an example right now, an example of miracles. People are watching you. They're seeing what you're going through. They're seeing the challenges that you're having. And as you persevere, as you continue in faith and show up and find this balance within of masculine and feminine, or balance of giving and receiving and taking care of yourself and nurturing and loving yourself, but also being able to be of service to others in a high vibrational way, we're creating this on the planet. So this is like tenfold. It starts with you, because when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And so on and so forth. But it starts within. Wow. Wow. All right, my balance pile friends. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, leave me some emojis in the comments. Give me some love so I know that I'm moving in the right direction with this channel. If you've watched this video and loved ones have come up that need to hear these messages, please share, like this video, subscribe if you feel guided to, because there'll be more of this to come. I feel like we're just scratching the surface with these messages. All right, thank you so much for watching. All right. For those of you who chose the peace pile, welcome. We can certainly use more peace, peace within that radiates out. So let's get into it. So the romance angels, we have 2. Interesting. So the message we start with, make the effort. It says, great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And then the next card, it's safe for you to love. And the message, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, I'm just gathering my thoughts here. I'm feeling guided to bring this card back. You see the innocence of these two? I'm feeling guided that some of you who maybe chose the peace pile, if you're in a partnership, maybe things got argumentative, or maybe things got disruptive, abusive, attacking. And I feel guided to share that this is where the divine wants us to get back to on the planet. This is inner, balancing our inner masculine and feminine. And it also is in partnerships. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Now, I'm also feeling that the energy of love on the planet is expanding at great capacities. It's almost like if you've ever gone whitewater rafting, there's levels of like the dam being open. And prior to 2017, it's like the dam's been opening a little bit more. And right now, I feel like in this moment in time, in August of 2019, I feel like the dam is like wide open. And this love energy is pouring into the planet through earth angels, the intuitives, through heart chakra healing that we're doing on a planetary level. And that can create or open up a lot of wounds and shadow stuff that has broken down feeling safe to love. Maybe there's been heartache and betrayal in the past. Maybe there's been cheating. Maybe there's been physical abuse. Maybe there's been rejection. So, and again, that can create a lack of peace within. And so I feel like the divine is telling you it is safe for you to love. It definitely has to start with the self, where sometimes it can be scary to get into new partnerships because we're not completely in the space where we trust ourselves to not get into another bad situation or not to get into another relationship like the past. I've been seeing a lot with clients like patterns in their relationships with friends, partnerships, or significant others from the past, and even coworkers and jobs. And so trust of yourself has to be imperative. And that's what really is going to bring you peace. So like regardless of the people that are coming in and out of your life, you really got to know and trust that you've got your own back. That regardless of what's happening, that you can keep your own self safe. And I think that's that part right here of making the effort. Making the effort to just be opening to receive a greater capacity of love. And we also have to understand what we feel inside is a direct reflection of what's happening on the outside. So for example, if you're triggered by somebody being a bully and somebody in their ego, and that really fires you up, you've got to pause and ask yourself, okay, how am I being a bully or a critic and hard on myself? There needs to be an awareness. And I feel like where the message right here said, make the effort. Sometimes making the effort is just being open to the divine and inviting that energy into your life and allowing it to shift. So I'm saying here, it is safe for you to love. But past hurts, betrayal, challenges can really close down your heart in a lot of ways. And you could be missing some really great opportunities to love in a lot of different ways. And it can really create a sadness and a grief within, and really that kind of like the idea of depression, of looking back of what was and really fixating on only the good parts of partnerships in the past and not necessarily the pain and the challenges that you felt that went along with it. It's really easy for the brain and the mind to go back and think about all the things that were great in a previous relationship and completely negate all the reasons why you left in the first place. So there needs to be this clearing of energy. I was guided in the last video to share with the people who chose that pile to clear their energy fields. And I feel like that's the same for you. And as I said that, it was I saw the 444 on the time clock. So Steve Noble on YouTube is a phenomenal channeler of wonderful meditations. And he does a lot of energy clearing meditations. And so I think, I feel like something like that would be beneficial for you to release the past, hurts, heartache, betrayal, like I said, the abuse, all that stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of us have experienced it in a lot of different ways. But we're coming out of that right now and learning how to get our own back. But I feel like some of you may need some energy clearing. And again, you can do it through meditation. I certainly do energy work with integrated energy therapy, and we pull programs and I make connections for you. That's part of the work that I do as a divine channel, as a healer, in that aspect. But like I said, you don't necessarily, if you don't have the money, I don't want to say like go spend more money and do that. It certainly is beneficial and powerful, even for me, to be able to go and have that connection with somebody. I've definitely got my people that I work with, and I can definitely be a support for you in that process, but I don't want you to feel like you have to come to me in order to heal. That's not what this is about. I love when clients come to me. It's actually imperative to the work that I do because it shows me patterns and it gives me insight into what's going on in the collective. So I love clients. It's mutually beneficial. But like I said, you've really got to be guided in that space. So that's why I say YouTube has some really phenomenal meditations that you can start with. And again, that opens up more energy. So surrender to rest and sleep. This has been a common theme. Some of you are so energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually exhausted from going through these things. Again, I feel like with the peace, it's like breaking down old beliefs, old ways of doing things, old conditionings in previous partnerships. And again, this is messages for those of you who are in partnerships and who are also single. Make the effort. Some of you may have been making the effort, and I don't want you to confuse this as doing more. Sometimes it's making the effort to get this partnership within yourself first. And as you do that, you'll be amazed. Even just kind of sitting with an energy like this, when I sit with this makes my heart so happy. And I look at that and I say, yes, God, yes, more of that in my life, or something even better. It just feels really good. And it's like this girl is like just receiving. She's like open to being nourished, and he is just loving on her so much. And if you don't have it in your life and you're in a partnership right now, get to this space within. Being able to create that space for you within is going to be powerful, because when you feel it in your body, you can't not but be a magnet for more of that. And you can get to that space with rest and sleep. So the message says, to prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So this is a big aspect for those who chose the peace pile. Sometimes you feel like you've got to do more. Gladys, give me more. What more can I do? Honestly, sometimes, 95% of the time, it's do nothing. Pull back. Invite God in. He's saying it's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And so I feel like God is saying, start with me. Start with inviting in my energy, whatever that means to you. It could be unconditional love vibration. It could be a color, the divine white light of love and protection. It really has to get here first and be a priority. And you can do that by recharging in sleep. Sometimes I ask God, before I go to bed and I'm so tired, I ask God to just heal me, to just send me unconditional love. For me also too, Jesus is another being of light that I call on a regular basis. I just melt into Jesus's energy, and I just ask him to surround me in his warmth, in his love, and his protection. And so, I love this card. And so the message says, the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. Bingo! That just validated what I just talked about. God is saying, it's safe for you to love. Bring it back to the highest energy of all, and let him shift things for you and guide you. And this is really the pathway to peace on earth. This is the peace on earth card. This is the harmony of all. This is like the tree of life here in all aspects. You've got the ancestors, you've got the energies of love, you've got the nurturing and the support, you've got the world, you've got like all the ancestors going way, way back. Way back. Ascended masters, it's all in here. Of course, you've got the Holy Spirit energy with the doves. It's very powerful. And the 7 is a very spiritual number. It's like a spiritual awakening, aha moments. And so some of you might be in this process of spiritual growth right now. And I feel like this is going to be the most important thing for you right now. For peace. Again, if you're feeling like, Gladys, I just need peace, here's where to start. Calling in that highest love of all. And so the angel therapy, interesting. Sacral chakra. The last pile had playfulness, which is sacral chakra. So it's funny, I thought that's where it was. It's interesting that this is coming up again. Playfulness was the theme of my weekly Sunday reading. If you have not heard it yet, check it out. It's just the previous video of the weekly reading, and the sacral chakra and playfulness, the orange color. This is also sexuality. It's pleasure, it's joy, it's laughter, it's fun. And things have gotten really heavy, especially it just really came at a pinnacle in July, and we're just being spit out of this energy. So I can't say enough how important it is. And look at these two. They're super playful right here, right? And so the sacral chakra, the message here says you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So I feel like I'm guided as you're resting and sleeping. If you're one of those that really needs to do something, I feel like your guides are calling you to bring your attention to the sacral chakra for healing and growth. Laughter, play, joy, fun. I myself have some playtime planned this week, and I am so excited. I've needed my girlfriends. I've needed some laughter and some play, and it's just going to open and expand your sacral chakra. So understand that you're in a space right now where harsh chemicals and harsh energies, the news, negativity, I feel guided to say that is going to rob you of your peace. So you may need to kind of step away from that right now. Again, let the rest of the world duke it out. And now is a great time while the rest of the world is distracted in their own drama for the earth angels of the planet to pull back, recharge, do our own inner work. Because it's only going to be a matter of time before you step into these types of service-oriented work and spiritual services. It's only a matter of time before they awaken, and they're going to be looking for this guidance and support. So you're doing the inner work right now to be able to support them in the future. So God's saying, take a time out from all the doing, call on Creator, make the effort in a sense of taking a time out and going into your joy and your pleasure. And so, of course, God's final message to you is focus on your blessings. Beautiful. And as I say that, there's thunder outside. Talk about breakups and shakeups. So the final message says, yes, you will be enriched in every way so that you can always be generous. That's that part of giving and receiving, being in joy. So the sacral chakra also reminds you to go into your gratefuls. What are you grateful for? Again, if you've been feeling the shadow part of the lack of peace inside, it's been disruptive, it's been disharmony inside, you've been feeling tired, drained, and depleted. Sometimes what are your gratefuls or your joyfuls? Like what brings you joy, and being able to focus on that energy. I can tell you a lot of people have been in a negative space, and it's planetary right now, and those empathic people who are sensitive to it are feeling it. So please try not to turn away from God and Creator. He's saying, come back to me. At least make the effort. If you're in that space of like, I'm not believing and it's really challenging right now, make the effort to just say, okay, God, I'm open. Make the effort to be in a space of surrendering, to rest and sleep, to be able to allow that energy in. And you'd be amazed how joy comes into your life, and focusing your attention on things that bring you joy, what brings you happiness, what your gratefuls are. Sometimes it's writing down and sending that energy of love out into the planet. I mean, the key to manifesting it is feeling it, especially with the feminine energies. We have an incredible way to manifest through our feelings. And if you're in a negative space or have been in a negative space because of past hurts and heartaches and betrayals, it's just going to create more of that, and you're going to be in like your own imprisonment. So again, go into, like I said, Steve Noble's channel and do some energy clearing, breaking away old patterns, old ways of doing things, old belief systems, because really the only thing that is real is love, and it starts within. So when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good, and so on and so forth. So really, peace on earth starts here. Beautiful. All right. So thank you for watching, those of you who chose the peace pile. If you've been watching and you have a loved one that has been coming up on your mind that you feel like needs to hear this and it's really resonating, please share this with them. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I am just scratching the surface with these readings. Remember, we're on a 9-year cycle of reintegrating the energy of true love back on the planet. So my intention is to do more of these monthly. So stay tuned. If you're feeling like you need guidance at any point, come back to my channel and scroll through the videos. They're intended to be timeless, so you can watch at any point and still receive guidance and messages. So let me close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done, in mind, body, spirit, and emotions in all ways. All right, friends. And if you've stayed with me to the end of this video, and you have not heard it in a while, or maybe you need to hear it more, I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.